There once was a girl from, well, all of these places, and even when tiny, she liked to make faces, play pretend princesses in pink sparkly dresses, or witches or cats in black pointy hats. Her mother and father were proud of their daughter, and praised, raised, and fed the bug that had caught her. She's an actress, they says. Is it clear? Can't you see? She can turn into anything she wants to be. Vegetable, mineral, human, or animal. In flight or static, alive, automatic. Whatever it says in the script, I'll be it. Whatever the costume, I'll make sure that it fits. Drama queen, yes, that goes without saying. Though I do know of some parts I'll never be playing. Lawyers or doctors, university proctors, mathematician or worse, statistician. Oh no, rest assured, I will never be those. Because all I can count for sure is my toes. Oh, and maybe the parts I've played in my life. From a bird in a musical to a sad, lonely wife. From 3rd grade to 10th, from villain to mensch. In Irish I've chattered. In French I've been flattered. So it may be cliché and make you want to hurl. But I simply love acting. And the stage is my world. The place I live right now is Singapore. And because it's so small and so international, everyone always asks, so where are you from? Well, as you can imagine, I actually find that question really difficult to answer. I've lived and gone to school in lots of different places, and each has been totally different. Like New England and Asia and Europe don't exactly have a whole lot of things in common. But here is the thing. The more I move around, the more I know for sure there's that one place where I almost immediately, sort of instinctively know my way around. Yes, I know theater isn't a place as much as a way of life. And yes, every director has their own vision and every cast has its own weird, unique dynamic. And you know, sometimes it really, really works and then sometimes it just doesn't. Either way, I love all of it. Even if that means I'm repeating all those cliches you've probably heard a million times about why people want to act. I love the transformation and the escape into a whole other world. I love the way you get to know people you act with in ways you never got to know your other friends in whatever real life is. I love that frenetic buzz, that almost unbearable tension that always happens the last couple days before opening night, no matter how brilliantly rehearsals have been going. I love figuring out the language and playing with the words and trying different ways of doing the scene over and over to mean totally different things. I love that you get to go through a whole lot of emotions, from laughing hysterically to real wrenching sadness, sometimes all in one day. And I love that moment after weeks and weeks of rehearsal, you suddenly get it. And you understand why your character is saying what she's saying, why she's doing what she's doing, why she's moving what she's moving, and that she couldn't possibly do it in any other way and have it be true. So, I don't know whether I'll actually make it as an actor once I'm all grown up. I know it's an incredibly hard life. I have no idea whether I'll ever be good enough. But I actually feel it doesn't matter what profession I end up in. I don't think there's a single job out there where having experienced the discipline and teamwork of years and years of theater training wouldn't make a person better at what they do. Okay, with the possible exception of being a mathematician maybe, but to prove my point, I don't have to look far from home. Like what my parents and most of their colleagues and clients do. Seems like all they ever do is run meetings, give presentations, write reports, and try to persuade people to buy what they're selling, whether it's advice or some sort of service. Of course, sincerity and passion are both really important ingredients in being successful in any professions. But if you had theater training, you'll also learn a lot of other crucial skills, like how to make a persuasive argument, how to use words and body language to really get people's attention, how to come across as self-confident when you're really nervous. The last question is the most difficult to answer because, to be honest, there's not much I'm really passionate about in the same way that I'm passionate about theater. It's really connected to everything I do in and out of school. Well, actually, maybe there is one thing. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing because you see, it's cheese. Yep, you could say I have a very intimate and passionate relationship with cheese. I may not be Brooke Shields, but nothing can come between me and my mondeur. Just try rolling these delicious words across your tongue. Formaggio, fromage, verchin, mimolette, or parmigiano. Be honest with me now. Wouldn't you agree that there are a few dishes that aren't improved by a generous sprinkling of parmigiano or a little slather of boursin on the side? And don't even get me started on the difference between a good, just perfectly ripe camembert and a bad brie. That would be like asking me whether I prefer to wrap myself in silk sheets at night or keep warm under a scratchy horsehair blanket. It's when you find that one piece in the fridge that hits the sweet spot between outrageously gooey on the outside, yet with a hint of firmness in the middle, that you know you're about to go to cheese heaven. Even England has its fair share of cheese glory. Cheddar may sound kind of dull, but get a good piece that's been perfectly seasoned, paired with a crispy Cars cracker and a juicy apple to wash it down. That's what I'd call the perfect combination of a passionate moment of a craving and a snack. Just the thing to fortify a famous actor after an afternoon of hard rehearsals. But let me not forget the yummy cheeses of my country of my birth. A Dutch Gouda may sound more like an arthritic dog clearing its throat than something you'd want to put in your mouth. But in truth, it's a thing of beauty. Crumbly, salty, and surprisingly intense. This is the one you'd want on your plate for a pick-me-up and an inspiration after a long, frustrating day on stage. And then, of course, there's the king of cheeses, so aptly named, so indescribably delicious, perfectly pungent, deceptively old and wrinkled in its old-looking, coffin-like wooden box. Trust me, once you and your taste buds have met Monsieur Menteur, you will never want to be separated ever again. Best eaten with a spoon alone in the kitchen in the middle of the night. It's the absolute best brain food I know. Now, I really can't end this presentation without at least passing a mention of what I consider to be the Voldemort of cheeses. Sickly and rotten, feeding on the lives of others with a repugnant smell that literally takes one's breath away. He who must not be named, or am I brave enough to say, Gorgonzola. And now, please excuse me, I really must go. I could talk more about me, but by now you must know the one crucial fact, that I love to act. And I'm certain the cheese at Brown is just so. Bon appétit.